This is Tank's Vlog for October 29th, 2018. We are wrapping up the day in sports and brought to you by Allow Me to Be Frank, the weekly podcast you can hear on SoundCloud and iTunes. Where we have our, last week we had David Strauss on for MyBookieAG. We're going to be recording this week on Tuesday, so our episodes will be one day late. But be patient, we'll have a great episode coming out for you as we do every week, so you can listen to any episode. In the past year we've done a ton of great episodes, and we'll be doing many Tank's Tales to come. And if you let it grow, come on, we need to grow. One day we'd like to be, Allow Me to Be Frank, to be a nightly radio show, 12 to 4 on some radio station somewhere, Topeka, Kansas. I think it'll be great. Come on. So listen, keep boosting our numbers up, raise them up, raise them up, raise them up. We are not brought to you by Hewlett-Packard. If you buy an HP computer, you are a sucker. I am a sucker. I am dumb. I bought an HP computer, and I'm lucky to get this blog up because it's been fighting me all night. But I'm dedicated to you. I said, no, you son of a bitch. You're not going to stop me from getting this blog done, and I got the blog done on this date, and now I'm doing the Tanks vlog. I got my webpage up, and let's go. It's all over. The next baseball game we'll be seeing that means anything will be next spring, as the Boston Red Sox have claimed another championship for Boston. That is now 11. 11. Since 2001, since the Tuck play. That play just turned the earth off its axis and made it, we're no longer on earth anymore. We're now in Boston. It's Boston's world, and we're stuck living in it. And this was a special year for the Red Sox. Best team all season, 108 wins. They had their flaws, but those flaws certainly didn't appear in the postseason, as they took the Yankees down in 4, the Astros down in 5, and the Dodgers down in 5. Now, they clinched all 5 of the all-series on the road, but when the Duck Boat Parade goes down Boston's thoroughfare, nobody is going to mind, as we get another Duck Boat Parade. Just incredible. And what made this Red Sox team extra special is, what's funny is, I don't like the Red Sox. I don't like teams from Boston. But as I watch this series, I just got this lump in my throat. I couldn't say go, duh. I just can't. You know, when it comes down to it, didn't realize until I saw this World Series how much I genuinely hate the Dodgers. I've never liked the Dodgers. I know I hate them for leaving Brooklyn. Because Brooklyn was special. They destroyed Brooklyn. Yeah, if the Dodgers stayed in Brooklyn, of course we wouldn't have the Mets. But maybe Brooklyn wouldn't have deteriorated into what it is now. Where you have the Brooklyn Nets can't draw flies because their fans rather go sit at a coffee shop and bemoan society. Oh, boy. But the Boston Red Sox. David Price, I declared him the worst postseason pitcher in baseball history when he dropped to 0-9 against the Yankees. After that, he had a solid start in Game 2, didn't win against the Astros, but he beat the Astros in Game 5, ended that series. Beat the Dodgers twice, clinching game today. Couldn't have pitched better. Could have been named World Series MVP. But who is the World Series MVP? On a team loaded with stars. The Red Sox are loaded with stars. They're the highest paid payroll in baseball. They got players like Mookie Betts, who's going to be your American League MVP. They got players like J.D. Martinez, who has won the Hank Aaron Award, top slugger in the American League. They got a young kid, Rafael Devers, who's going to be an unlimited star. Andrew Benintendi, a star. Jackie Bradley Jr., who crushed the ball in the American League Championship Series. Chris Sale. David Price, who could have won World Series MVP. He had a good series. No. None of them. None of them. None of the big stars for Boston were World Series MVP. Xander Bogaerts didn't have a good series. Mookie Betts didn't have a good series. Who is your World Series MVP? A guy that's played for all 5 teams in the American League East. A guy who's played for Pittsburgh, Colorado. I mean, it's like that song that Johnny Cash did. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the line there, man. I've been everywhere. Steve Pearce. Yes, Steve Pearce. Who would have ever thought Steve Pearce is your World Series MVP? It's impossible. Nobody could have. It's mind-boggling. But Steve Pearce is your World Series MVP. He hit the big game-tying home run in Game 4. Had the bases-clearing double, which ended up being the winning runs in Game 4. First inning today, bam, home run. Hit his second home run today. 2 home runs today, homer yesterday, 7 RBIs in the last 2 games. You want to talk about doing damage? Steve Pearce did damage. And he's played for all 5 teams in the American League East. Started the year with the Blue Jays. Red Sox got him in a nothing deal. Who would have thought? No, Steve Pearce. Who's Steve Pearce? But this guy's played for a half dozen teams. At least. Yeah, he's played for 7 teams that I can name off the top of my head. Pittsburgh, Colorado. All 5 American League East teams. And he wins your World Series MVP, 35 years old. Steve Pearce. Incredible. Sometimes this happens in World Series where the most unsung, unlikely hero comes through. And that's what made this Boston Red Sox team so special. Is that they had the Steve Pearces. They had Rafael Devers. They have all these young, talented stars. They had top frontline pitching. Nathan Eovaldi had a great postseason. He's a free agent to be. We had Rick Porcello, a good postseason. Their bullpen, much maligned, was solid. Except for their closer, Craig Kimbrel, who had a terrible postseason, but skated through. La, 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 la. Skated through the minefield. Kimbrel was on the edge, teetering on the edge several times of blowing a big game. But the Red Sox rallied. And Benintendi's catch. And Andrew Benintendi, what a series he had. He had a great offensive, clutch hits. It's just, there comes a certain time when a team is just destined to win. Where they're so good, and then they get all the breaks on top of it. And that's the story of the 2018 Boston Red Sox. Oh, it was an NFL Sunday. Lackluster NFL Sunday. It began in London, England. London calling where the Jaguars are in jail. They didn't pay their bill and they're gonna play anyway. Oh, London calling that the Jaguars are flushed. Have you ever seen a Super Bowl contender go down the drain? Oh, London calling Blake Bortles is bad. The Eagles won 24-18, and the season's going down the drain. Or as they say in the old Kings country, the Jaguar season is going down Louvre. They were 2-0. They beat the Patriots. And it's just all crumbled. That tells you that the Jaguars were truly a house of cards. Jets were in Chicago. No Khalil Mack for the Bears, but that was no problem. Sam Darnold, whoo-wee, he stunk it up today, let me tell you. What do you have, like 30% completion percentage? Yowzers. Bears got a big 70-yard run by Tariq Cohen, and won the game 24-10. Meanwhile, the Giants, old man Adrian Peterson ran off a 64-yard run. Offense all day long just stuck in the mire. Eli Manning overthrowing receivers, underthrowing receivers. Beckham gets 136 yards. Barkley has his worst game as a pro. That's probably more in line with the Redskins defense, who has been terrific all year. And now the Redskins are 5-2. The Giants are 1-7, 0-4 at the Meadowlands. And who would have ever thought, when it comes to the Giants and Jimmy Hoffa? Jimmy Hoffa has shown more life in the Meadowlands this year than Big Blue has. In Cincinnati, Jameis Winston stunk it up. Got relieved by Ryan Fitzpatrick, who led an amazing comeback. They tied the game, but left too much time on the clock, and the Bengals won 37-34. Now, here's the big thing, the question that's going to be going forward. Is Ryan Fitzpatrick now the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? He's won 3 games. Winston hasn't won any. Winston's been terrible. Today they were down 15 points when they made the decision to make the change. And they came back and tied the game. I tell you, Ryan Fitzpatrick, he may not be the great quarterback, but Jameis Winston, he's on the road to Bostonville. He ain't not gonna make it. He's on the road to Bostonville, and he really is sucking. He's never lived up to the hype. Well, just think at least the good news for Jameis Winston is, being an ex-NFL quarterback, you could still get all the seafood legs, free crab legs for life. Just being at the Florida State campus, because you won him a national championship, and right now, things not too good over there. Not too good at all. It was the Seahawks playing the game in tribute of their late owner, Paul Allen, and doubling up the Lions 28-14. Solid performance overall by everyone, especially Russell Wilson. Patrick Mahomes had another 4 touchdown passes. Kansas City Chiefs 30-23 winners over the Broncos, holding off a late fourth quarter challenge. But the biggest play of that game was a ridiculous touchdown by Kareem Hunt on a screen pass from Mahomes, where he literally hurtled over a Bronco defender. It was the Steelers' 33-18 winner over the Cleveland Browns. Browns look like they're starting to crumble as rumors of tension between Todd Haley and Hugh Jackson have come up. Hugh Jackson forgot to use timeouts in the first half. Oh, you mean I could use timeouts? Oh, duh, I didn't realize that. And meanwhile, they're talking about firing Todd Haley. He's like throwing Hugh Jackson under the bus. Here you go, coach. Wrong. Meanwhile, it's a New Jersey Transit bus, so the bus is going to hit Hugh Jackson and bounce back and hit Todd Haley. Wrong. Who didn't see this coming? Even Stevie Wonder, while watching the Hard Knocks, could say, "Boy, these guys don't like each other." And Todd Haley's trying to steal the job from underneath Hugh Jackson. I mean, who could have guessed this would have been a bad hire? Everyone! That's what makes the Cleveland Browns the Cleveland Browns. It was the Panthers, 36-21 winners over the Ravens. Cam Newton had 219 yards passing and 52 yards on the ground in that one. It was a big day for Andrew Luck and the Colts as they beat the Raiders 42-28. Meanwhile, The Arizona Cardinals got their 8th straight win against the San Francisco 49ers, scoring 15 points in the fourth quarter to rally. Oh boy, the 49ers. By the way, that's your Thursday night game, everyone. It's the 1-7. It's the Battle of the Bay. One team is 1-6 with a coach that seems to be driving them down the drain. The other one's Big Hope quarterback tore his knee, and the team has gone into a total tailspin since with a CJ Beathard who has no ability to win a game. Who will win? Probably a tie. Let's see, we can't. If you move your head this way, no. In the game of the day, the Rams moved up to 8-0. They back and forth game battle against the Packers, as good as advertised. Packers defense held the Rams to a field goal, gave themselves a chance to win, and then Ty Montgomery runs the ball out of the end zone like a jackass. And Aaron Rodgers is forced to sit and watch the rest of the game on the sideline, not getting a chance to answer. You got the best quarterback in the NFL today, Aaron Rodgers. Clutch in the 2-minute warning, time and time again, and this idiot runs out of the end zone. I'm getting worried now. The Rams are 8-0. I don't like when teams get to 8-0. Come on now, somebody please beat them. Big hope next week is the Saints. The game's going to be in the Superdome. Today the Saints went into Minnesota, avenged that heartbreaking loss in the divisional playoffs. Just dominated the Vikings today. 30-20. Saints are 6-1, 4-0 on the road. You got to be impressed by the Saints. Drew Brees is approaching 40, and he still got it. Thank you, Nick Saban, you son of a bitch. He should have been in Miami, you idiot, moron, Satan. You destroyed the Dolphins as we get stuck in the non-ending ring of mediocrity. Thanks to you, Nick Satan. NBA. Nets almost came back and won a game against the Golden State Warriors. Almost, because that's what the Nets are. They're almost an NBA team. But, of course, they lost 120-114. It was the Jazz beating the Mavericks 113-104. The Thunder got their first win of the year, beating the Suns 117-110. And the Clippers beat the Wizards 136-104. Tyronn Lue. If I'm Luke Walton right now, I'm scared. Yes. When LeBron James gave Tyronn Lue orders, it was, yes, LeBron. Yes, LeBron. And now Tyronn Lue is free to go wherever he wants to, as he's been fired by the team formerly known as the Cavaliers, now known as the Cleveland Cadavers. And when LeBron wants a coach that he wants, that he can control, he gets a coach he can control. And Tyronn Lue, he can control. It was the Kings 4-3 winners over the Rangers. The Red Wings doubled up the Stars 4-2. The Islanders got a nice game by Thomas Greiss in goal to beat the Hurricanes 2-1. Connor McDavid scored an overtime game winner as the Oilers beat the Blackhawks 2-1. It was the Golden Knights in overtime 4-3 winners over the Senators. And the Sharks were 4-3 winners over the Ducks in overtime. Today's 3 stars, we're going to go with Steve Pearce, your World Series MVP. David Price, who got the win. And James Conner of the Steelers. Today's birthday shout-out goes to the man that they say sucks every night at the Garden. Too bad they didn't have him on their team because he always kicked the Rangers' ass. And I'm talking about Dennis Potvin, who turned 65. And we take a look back to 2008, when it was worth the wait for the Phillies, as the suspended Game 5 was played 2 days after it started, was completed 2 days after it started, with the Phillies beating the Tampa Bay Rays to win the World Series. Check out the full story at Barstool Sports. And, of course, Sports Encyclopedia, where sports history lives. And remember, don't buy HP computers. They suck. Good day.